Today in this class we are going to study about the secondary activities, chapter number 6, fundamentals of human geography, class 12. So first, in this chapter, first thing is we need to know the what is meant by secondary activities, or what are the secondary activities. So secondary activities are also called manufacturing. So manufacturing, so next is what is meant by manufacturing. Manufacturing is a process. So process of what? Transformation or converting or transformation of raw materials into finished and semi-finished goods by adding values to it. So that is called manufacturing, or you can say secondary activities. So for example, cotton ball to cotton yarn and cotton yarn to clothes. So in order to convert cotton ball to cotton yarn, we need to do a process. So that particular process takes place in industries. And in order to turn yarn to clothes, again we have to do some process. So that process generally takes place in industries. Again, from iron ore to iron and steel. Again, in order to convert iron ore is the raw material, and iron and steels are the finished goods that are produced in industries. So these are the two examples of manufacturing. So below we have some examples. So all these are the so below they are doing some process. So process means they are transforming raw materials into finished and semi-finished goods. That usually process takes place in industry. That is called manufacturing. Next, what are the characteristics of modern manufacturing large scale? So here we are going to focus on what is meant by modern manufacturing industries, modern manufacturing, and modern manufacturing. We are not going to study about the characteristics of small scale. Here we are going to study about the big or large scale industries characteristics. So following are the some of the major or the general characteristics of modern manufacturing large scale industries of the world. So the first one is the method of production. So in the modern manufacturing industries, the method of production is specialization of skills in modern manufacturing. So that involves specialization of skill involves what? Mass production. Mass means we are producing in a very large number. That is called mass production of identical goods. Identical means similar product, identical product they are producing in a large scale. So in order to produce identical goods in a large scale or in a large number, that means a one person need to be specialized in one work or skill. So in order to produce that, so that is the one characteristics of modern manufacturing industry. That means in a particular industry, a particular person is assigned to specialize in one work. That means he has to do one work repeatedly again and again in that modern manufacturing industry. So that is the one characteristics of modern manufacturing industries. Method of production is more specialized. Next, mechanization, or in the bracket so I have made a bracket. Mechanization means use of machines. So in the modern manufacturing industries, they are using various types of automatic machines in order to produce goods in a large number. So that means in the modern manufacturing industries, most of the industrial activities are done with our machines. So that is called mechanization. That is the second characteristics of modern manufacturing large scale industries. That is mechanization. So that means, in other words, we can say most of the human workforce or laborers are replaced by machines in the modern manufacturing production line. So these are the some of the picture that shows what, for better understanding, that means mechanization in modern manufacturing large scale industries. Next is technological innovation. So if we look at the picture, we have one picture of the television revolution of or the evolution of television, and another one is the evolution of electricity bulbs. So there has been huge change if we look at the television and if we look at the electricity bulb. So that comes, so these are called innovation. So from black and white TV to flat TV. So at present we are not using black and white TV, so we are using flat TV. So that comes, that new designed new products are coming in the market every year. That comes, why? Because of what? Technological innovation. So that means new method of productions are innovated and researched. And why they are using innovation in the modern manufacturing line means because in order to use there for quality control, for reducing the waste and inefficiency and controlling pollution. So in the modern manufacturing industries, they are doing lots of R&D. R&D stands for research and development. So why they are doing lots and lots of R&D? Because in order to produce new product, more efficient product, better product, so that is called technological innovation. That is the another characteristics of modern manufacturing large scale industries. So the last characteristics of modern manufacturing large scale industry is organizational structure and stratification. So if we talk about in the world, we have some companies, they are called MNCs. That means multinational companies. So multinational companies, they are selling their products almost all the countries of the world, and they are earning huge sum of money by selling their own product in different parts of the world. So how they are able to earn such a huge sum of money and they are running their business very successful means because they have organizational structure. So the organization of business is a large, which consists of CEO. So under CEO we have different managers, and under the manager we have workers. So that means in the modern manufacturing industries, they have division in the workforce and the management. So the management levels are divided into different groups in order to run or in order to earn more profit by selling their own goods. So that is called uh, organization structure and stratification. So if we look at the table, this particular table tries to explain about the organization structure and stratification. So in company we have chief executive officer, CEO. So under CEO we have different managers. So under manager we have many workers. So each person is assigned to do one work. So that means by doing that they can earn more profit, and they will earn more profit and they will run in a huge business. They will run a huge business all over the world. So another important topic from this chapter is the factors affecting the location of modern manufacturing industries. So in another word, they may ask questions: why do large-scale industries choose different locations? So below we have one diagram. So that particular diagram tries to explain the factors which are affecting the location of modern manufacturing large-scale industries. So here we are going to discuss each factor one by one. So first one is market. So market means so if we talk market, most of the industries in the world, they are located in the region or area that have high density of population and high purchasing power. So purchasing power means ability to purchase or more money. So these provide large market for modern manufacturing industries. So generally in simple word, market means we can say, so mostly the manufacturing goods are mostly selling to peoples only. So peoples are the market. So in based on our textbook, they have divided market into two: region having high density of population like South and Southeast Asian countries, and regions having high purchasing power. That means we can say mostly developed countries. So in developed country, they have people have more income. More income means more money. More money means they will have higher purchasing power. So high density population means if we say in India we have, as per 2011 population census, we have 1.2 billion in population in India. So if one person buys a one goods, means that particular company will earn a huge profit. So that is called high density population. So they are the market. So here below we have two examples: areas such as European countries, North American countries, Japan, Australia. In this region we have more number of industries. So why they have more number of industries means we have many reasons, but the most paramount reason, or the most important reason to why they in this region we have industries, means because of what? In these regions people have high purchasing power. They are these countries, they have people having a higher standard of living, people having more money. So more money means people will purchase more goods. That is one reason. Next is highly densely populated regions of Southeast East Asia. We have larger number of in Southeast Asia. We have we have more many industries. What it means? Because of high density of population. High density. In this region we have many number of people. High density of population means people, if even though the people don't have much money, but each person will buy a goods, means the company or the manufacturing industry, they can sell more goods in these regions. So these are the two regions where we have more number of industries. Because of one region because of high purchasing power, another region because of we have high density population. These are the two market, or these are the areas we have more number of industry because of market. So look, one main reason for the location of industry is market. So most of industry in the world, they are located where? So finally the ultimate goal of industry is to sell the goods into earn profit. So in order to earn profit, they need a good market. So market means we have two types, right? Area having a high purchasing power and regions having high density of population. And as compared to that, industries are less in remote areas and areas inhabited by few peoples and low level of income. So here we have map. So this particular map tries to explain about the regions having high number of industry and regions having low number of industries. Next is raw materials. So in order to produce any kind of goods from a particular industry, they need raw materials. So raw materials, some industries, they are located near to the source of raw materials. For example, if we say, mostly if you talk about the industries such as iron and steel industries, sugar industry, they are mostly located where? They are mostly located near to the source of raw material. Why? Mostly iron and steel industry and sugar industry are located near to the source of raw material, means because these industries are weight losing industry. These industries are heavy industry, bulky industries. Raw materials are very heavy and bulky. Because of that, in order to earn more profit, they have to locate near to the source of industries. So here the term we need to know the weight losing. Weight losing is if we talk about iron and steel industries. So in order to produce iron and steel from iron ore, the iron ore consists of different impurities. So if we locate a particular iron and steel industry far away from the raw material, means if, for example, if we transport 10 trucks of iron ore from one place to a raw material site to industrial site, and in final, if we process that iron ore and convert that into iron and steel, finally if we get only 2 trucks of iron, means remaining 8 trucks are waste of money, because the raw material is weight losing. So because of that reason, they have to locate near to the source of industries. And sugar industries, because sugar industry, so in order to convert sugarcane to sugar, we have to crush the sugarcane within 24 hours in order to get better sugar. And another thing is because again sugarcane, that is a kind of a weight losing and perishable. Because of that, most of the iron and steel and sugarcane industries are located near to the source of raw material. Another thing is most of the agro processing, agriculture related this one industries and dairy industry, they are located near to the source of raw material or farm or agriculture. Then why means because these raw materials are perishable in nature. So that means in the world, some industries, the main factor that affect the location of industry is raw material. For example, iron and steel industry and most of the agro processing industries. So that is the factor that affect the location of some of the industries. So if we talk about India, most of the iron and steel industries are located in Chotanagpur Plateau region in India. Why means because in Chotanagpur most of the iron raw materials are in Chotanagpur region. We have rich iron ore deposit. Because of that, most of the iron and steel industries are located near to the Chotanagpur Plateau region. Because of iron and steel is, we know that why they are, what is the main factor that affect the location of iron and steel industry? Because of weight loss and heavy bulky industries, right? So the third topic that affect the location of industry is labor. Labor means in some industries they require a skilled labor, highly educated skilled labor. So they are, so most of the industry like IT industry, automobile and home appliances industry, they need a highly skilled labor in order to process and in order to produce better goods. So they are located near urban educational centers. So why they are located to the near urban educational center means in urban areas we have many number of educational institutes. So they are getting large number of skilled labor from these educational institute in the world. Because of that, most of the some industry like automobiles, home appliances, IT industries are located near to the urban region or peripheral areas or outskirt areas of the urban region. Because of what? They are getting skilled labor from the urban educational centers. Fourth factor that affect the location of industry is, so in order to run machine, in order to produce manufacture goods in industries, we need a source of power or source of energy. So industry, so almost all the industry in the world, they need some sources of energy or power. So but some industry they need more power and energy. So such as here industries, some industry they need more power supply, such as aluminum industry. So in order to convert bauxite to aluminum, they need it need a huge amount of power in order to convert bauxite to aluminum. So therefore, one of the main factors that affect the location of such type of industries like aluminum is the sources of power. Because of that, in the world, most of the aluminum type of industries are located near to the source of power or energy. Source of power such as where there is a more coal, where there is a petroleum, and where there is more hydroelectricity power plants. So that is the fourth factor that affect the location of industries. Then fourth one is access to transport and communication facilities. So speedy and efficient transport facility to carry raw materials to the factory, from carrying of raw material to the factory, and to move finished goods or manufactured goods from industry to the market are very important for the development of modern industries. So that means transport and communication are very important for the development of modern manufacturing industries. So that is the one main factor that affect the location of industries. Almost all the industries are affected by this factor. Almost all the industries, not almost all the industries are affected by this factor, transport and communication facilities. So therefore, if you look at the world, in Western Europe, in Eastern North America, we have large number of industries. They may be different factors because they may have a higher purchasing power because of good market, and another reason in this region we have more number of industry because of what means because of in this region we have better transport and communication facilities. So that means transport and communication are the very important factor that almost all the industries are dependent or affected by this factor. So we can say transport and communication means we have to look at all the means and mode of transport: land transport, air transport, water transport. So some of industry they need air transport, some of industry they need land transport, and some of industry they need water transport. The last factor that affect the location of industry is what? Government policy. So in the world, many countries adopt different policies in order to have a balanced economic development in their particular countries or a region. So balance and the government policy also affect the location of industries. So if you talk about India as a general, pre 1991 and post 1991, that means India adopted a new economic policy in 1991. So before 1991, in India we have less number of foreign industry, but after 1991, in India we have more number of foreign industry. One main reason is because of what? Government policy that affect the number of industry and location of industry. So in India, after post 1991, in India we have more number of industries. India emerged as emerged as a country having a large number of industry. Why? Means because India adopted a new economic policy. That means government policy is also affecting the location of industries. Again, if you talk about most of the industry which are causing lots of air pollution, they are not allowed to locate inside the city, near to the cities, because of what means government policy. Another topic that we have to look or we have to study is footloose industries. So above we studied about the different factors that affect the location of particular industries in the world. So in the world we have some industries that can be located in a wide variety of places. They can be located in any places of the world. Why? Means they are not much affected by the above mentioned factors. So we already discussed about the factors affecting the location of industries. Iron and steel industry, the main factor that they are affecting is what? Source of raw materials. They have to locate near to the source of raw materials. For example, for the location of industry. So the important factor they need, the only footloose industry is these are the types of industries. They can locate in a wide variety of places. They are not much affected by above discussed factors. So the important factor, the most important factor they need is what? They need a good link with transport or a road network. So why this industry they can locate in a wide variety of places means because they have a flowing favorable factors. They are free to choose, or these are the characteristics of footloose industries. They are free to choose any area. Why? Means because they need a small labor force. They don't need large number of workers in the industry. They need only few people to run the industries. They don't need, like iron and steel industries, they don't need what? Heavy, bulky, and they are not weight losing industry. They don't need high amount of power energy, and they are not perishable source of energy. They are non-polluting industry. That means these industries can also locate inside the city also. So because of these favorable factors, some industries such as diamond and some of the IT industries, they can locate in a wide variety of places. They can set up that particular industry in any areas, any places of the world, because they are not much affected by above mentioned factors. Only thing they need to set up the industry is they need a good transportation link. So so far we discussed about what is meant by what are the secondary activities. We discussed about the characteristics of modern manufacturing large scale, and what are the factors affecting the location of industries. The third important topic in this chapter is the classification of industries. So the industries in the world are classified on different bases. So the following are the classification of industries. So industries are classified based on size, based on input or raw material use. Third one is based on output, and fourth one is based on ownership. So these are the classification of industries on different bases. So the first one is classification of industries based on size. So again, based on size, they are based on capital investment. Capital investment means amount of money that is spent to set up a particular industry, number of workers, and the amount of output or volume of production. So again, size is based on these three factors. So based on size, the industries in the world are classified as cottage industry or household industries, small scale industries, and large scale industries. So these topics I am not going to discuss in detail because it is taking many times to cover up. So I'm not going to discuss the classification of industries in this chapter. So if you want to learn more, means you are going to learn from the textbook. Small scale industries, large scale industries, based on input. So the second classification of industry is based on what? Input or raw material use. So again, based on input, the industries are classified into agro-based industries, forest-based industries, mineral-based industries, animal-based industries. 4. So based on output, basic industries. So basic industry means we can say iron and steel industries are called basic industry. Why iron and steel industries are called basic industries? Means almost all the industries in the world, they are directly or indirectly dependent on iron and steel. For example, some of industries. So first thing is, in order to set up our industries, or in order to construct our industries, we need iron and steel industry. For the construction of industry itself, we are using different machines. These machines are made up of iron and steel. Again, some of industries, they are directly using iron and steel as a raw material in order to produce finished goods. So because of that, and iron and steel industries are basic industries. So basic industry is equal to iron and steel industries. Consumer goods industry. So those industries, the product which are directly used by consumer, these type of industries are called consumer goods industries. Based on ownership, the industries in the world are classified into 3: public industries, government; private, individual industries; and joint sector or industries, both private and public. So these are the classification of industry. So the industry in the world are classified on different bases. So first one is based on size. Industries are classified into 3: cottage industry, small scale, large scale. Based on input or raw material use, industry is classified into 4. They are agro-based, forest-based, mineral-based, and animal-based. Based on output, industries in the world are classified into 2: basic industries and consumer goods industry. Based on ownership, industries are classified into public industries, private industries, and joint sector industries. Next is technopolis. Techno means technology. Polis means we can say cities. Polis means cities. So technopolis. So that means if a particular town or city, it has large number of, or it has many number of modern IT based industries. So these So that particular town or city, it is called technopolis. Why? Means in that particular town or city has a large number of modern high-tech based industries. So high-tech industry which are located regionally concentrated, and they are self-sustained and highly specialized, are called technopolis, not technologies. Please make it correct, make it correction. Technologies, oh, it's not one, it is the technopolis. Example, technopolis cities such as Silicon Valley and Silicon Forest. These are the two examples of technopolis. If we talk about in India, we can say Bangalore is the technopolis city of India, because in Bangalore we have large number of modern high technology based industries. So in the last part of this chapter number 6, we are going to discuss about the major industry. Major industries means some of the important industries. So based on your textbook, they have emphasis on two main industries. So last topic is what major industries means. They have given emphasis more on two industries. First one is iron and steel industries, and next one is cotton textile industries. So they have discussed more on these two industries. So iron and steel industry. So we already know iron and steel industries are called basic industry. Iron and steel industry considered as a basic industry or backbone of the all the industry, because iron and steel is used in one form or another form in almost all the industries of the world. For example, it provides machine tools which are used for further production of goods. It may be also called as a heavy industry because it uses a large quantity of bulky raw material and output, and its products or output are also very heavy and bulky. So in order to set up an iron and steel industry, so following are some of the requirement in order to set up an iron and steel industry in the world. First thing is we need iron ore, we need coal, we need other minerals like limestone and manganese in order to produce alloy, and we need water, and we need heavy capital investment, means money. So in order to set up iron and steel industry, so these are the requirement for the iron and steel industries. We have coal, we have iron ore, we have manganese and dolomite. Apart from that, we need water and huge amount of money in order to set up a iron and steel industry in the world. So these are some of the requirement of iron and steel industries in the world. So this is the picture of blast furnace in iron and steel industries. Next one is advantages of mini steel mill over large integrated steel mill. So mini steel means we can say small steel mills. Large integrated steel means combined. So integrated steel plant means we have those industry, it has the capacity to produce both iron as well as it has the capacity to produce steel also. So it has both. So those industry, iron and steel industry, it has the both facilities to produce both iron as well as steel. It is called large integrated steel plant. So following are some of the advantages of mini steel mill. So mini steel mill prefer to locate near to the market, means near to the urban areas, whereas large integrated steel plant, they are located where? So we already know the one of the main factor that affect the location of iron and steel industry is raw material, because it is weight losing industries. So most of the integrated steel plants are located where? Near to the source of raw material. As compared to that, many steel mills are located where? Means they are located near to the urban areas. So mini steel mills are less expensive to build and operate as compared to what? Integrated large steel plants. Mini steel mill can be located near the urban market. So we know that the location of mini steel mill is near to the urban areas, cities, as compared to that integrated steel plants are located near to the source of raw material. Why? Why the ministerial mills are located near the urban area means because of abundance of scrap metal, which is the main input. Scrap metal means, so this picture shows scrap metals. So these scrap metals can be recycled in the blast furnace and in order to produce steel. Mini steel mills are gaining importance over traditional large integrated steel plant because mini steel mill is made by one-step process, because it only needs one blast furnace in order to convert scrap metal to steel only. So the second important industry that they have given more emphasis is cotton textile industries. So again, cotton textile industries are divided into three: handlooms, powerlooms, and cotton textile industry. So these are the three classification of cotton textile industries. Based on this classification is made based on the amount of capital investment, amount of machine used. Next is again requirement for the cotton textile industry. So in order to set up a cotton textile industry, following are the requirement for the requirement in order to set up a cotton textile industries. We need a cotton raw material. That means we need a cotton raw material means, so we need an area or region where these which are favorable for the growth of cotton. We need a cheap and large number of labors. Tropical, so most of the cotton textile industries are located where? Tropical and subtropical region. So we know that tropical, right? Tropical means in between Tropic of Cancer and Capricorn, it is called tropical region. So this place is the most favorable for the growth of cotton textile industry. So these are the some of the requirement for the cotton textile industries. So here I have made two lines. Topic in between Tropic of Cancer and Capricorn is called tropical region, and above we have line that is called subtropical zone. So this is the place where we can, and these are the places which are favorable for the growth of cotton. Thank you.